strength of our team is our depth. You could say the strength of our team is our team. We don't depend on one guy or two guys. Our 2-point guards, Ronnie Johnson and Galen Robinson, have been solid. Our wings, Davian Dotson, LeBron Barnes, Rob Gray, have been solid. We have 3 4s in Devontae Pollard, Xavier Dupree, Chicken Knowles, and we have 2 5s in Kyle Meyer and Bert Colley. So, we can play a lot of people. I'm sure as the season goes on and we get closer to conference season, rotation will shrink, as it always does. But right now, I'm going to give everybody a chance to play and a chance to show they can help us win. The ones that are consistently good, that fit in with what we're trying to do, are the ones that, when everything shakes out, they'll be there.
Kelvin, yesterday, Hunter called the package for Hofheinz a game changer. Some thoughts about that.
Well, yeah, this is something we've been talking about from day one. Our administration has really taken a jump forward. We play in a very competitive conference. The problem is Houston basketball has been a competitive disadvantage for a long time because of facilities. South Florida has a beautiful new facility. Tulane has a beautiful new facility. Central Florida's facility is ridiculously nice. Memphis, you go down the list. Everybody in our league has brand new facilities, and the Houston basketball program was way behind, sorely lacking. But now that we've built this new development center, the Guy V. Lewis Basketball Center, now that all of a sudden puts us on a little more level playing field. Now we can go out and compete in the recruiting wars that we have to go through. But the caveat, the crown jewel, is Hofheinz. Obviously been built and still in there since the late '60s. A change needed to be made probably 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. But my hat's off to President Couture, Hunter, our Board of Regents, chaired by Tillman Fertitta. Everybody involved in that decision recognized the need for Hofheinz to be changed. There was a huge discussion this time last year. Do we want to blow it up and start over, or do we want to renovate it? So we had three different options on the renovation. And of course, I just like the location. The problem is with blowing something up and starting over, it could be 2 years or it could be 5 years. There's so many moving parts that are fluid that you can't control when you start with a brand new arena. And I said, let's do the prudent thing. Let's change it, make it better, but leave it where it is. Hofheinz has a lot of great history. A lot of great players come through there, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great memories in that building that can attribute to the past here in Houston basketball. It has a proud tradition, but what we're doing now makes, I think, Houston one of the best basketball. When this gets completed, I think we'll be on a level playing field with anybody in our conference.
What are the big advantages of the new facility? What are some of the features that impress you about it?
Well,
let's bigger locker room.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the shell. First of all, the configuration as you see it now, that's a complete oval with that little subliminal wall that goes around the middle of it. All that's going to be gone. Every seat will be replaced. The configuration will be more like a rectangle. So where the seats stop at the wall, and there's this huge gap that to me represents a lot of things. That from that wall to the floor, there's a lot of space. So now that wall comes out, every seat's going to be replaced. A rectangle look will be installed, and the seats will come down to the floor. Now we can have a home court advantage. We're going to have good teams. We're going to get this program turned around, and people are going to come and watch these games. But we've got to have an arena that enhances the experience of a game. You can't where do the cheerleaders go? Right now there's no place for them because of the way the arena is configured. and the way our donor seating is configured. So there's a lot of thought process that's going through with how to rearrange those seats in that arena. But very rarely does an oval seating or a round seating work, because you have inherent pockets or gaps with a circle and a rectangular floor. But now you have a rectangular arena with a rectangular floor. Now everything will fit.
Then enhanced locker rooms, things like that.
Oh yeah. Well, our main locker room will be in the practice facility.
Okay.
Actually, the development center. It is not a practice facility. You always practice where you play. But when we renovate Hofheinz from our locker room, which is our main locker room up in the development center, there'll be an entrance from the locker room through Hofheinz that'll go down to the floor on a tunnel. But all that stuff is being thought out. We've looked at a million different things. But, just being modern. This is 2015. That arena was built in the 60s. Think of all the new arenas that's been built since then. Whoever builds the last of whatever it is should have the best. That's why I think we have the best development center in college basketball.
So you'll be part of the design team?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Basketball coach better be.
Kelvin, the thing will be, it's predicted or scheduled to be ready for 2018, 2019. Can it have an impact on recruiting now?
It has that development center is a game changer as far as recruiting. You think about it, I got this job in last April of 2014. When we bring a kid on campus, where do you think we take him? We don't take him to Hofheinz. We didn't have a development center. So we brought him here in this office and we sold him on those pictures over there laid against that wall. That was it. But now when we bring a kid on campus, we walk him into a state-of-the-art, beautiful, beautiful Taj Mahal basketball development center. Weight room, training room, basketball court with 6 baskets, state-of-the-art sound system, video cameras dedicated to monitors all over the arena, all over the facility, players' lounge, nutrition area, locker room, film room, every bell and whistle you can think of. And if you don't think that's not important recruiting, then you don't understand the competitiveness of recruiting.
What about I really was hitting on the fact that we now know you're going to have a state-of-the-art upgraded.
Oh yeah.
How much can that help recruiting now?
Well, it kind of made it upset me a little bit last year when other coaches that were playing would come in, and these guys are know me well. They said, "Man, when are they going to do something about this building? When are they going to do something about this building?" And I'm sure they've been saying that for a long time. Mm-hmm. But the plan's been in place. It just hasn't been acted on, and that's why Hunter Yurachek has been a huge driving force in this. And we've had some people step up on the periphery that's made huge commitments financially to make this happen. But the thing I'm excited about is I think they see, like in the football program, that this basketball program can be really successful. And if you want it to be successful, you better put it in a position where it can be. And the building that we've been playing in, just not up to code. Guys go take other visits. You're allowed 5 official visits when you visit Choose Your College. You go visit 4 other schools that have state-of-the-art facilities, then you come here, it's kind of a downer for a kid. You're talking about an 18-year-old kid. I'm not talking about a 38, 50-year-old adult. I'm not recruiting that. I'm recruiting that 17, 18-year-old young man, and he needs to know that it's going to be exciting. It's going to be where when he walks onto that court, he looks around and is proud of where he's playing, and that's what we're going to build, and they're going to do it right.
I feel like a school to put this much money back to back into athletics is rare. But to see what UH has done, I mean, what does it say to you to see all the money they've injected?
Actually, it's not rare. It's very common at most schools that want to be competitive in athletics. I came from the University of Oklahoma. Go look at their facilities. I came from Indiana University. Go look at their facilities. Go look at Baylor. Look at Texas A&M. It happens all over the place. But if you want to be a player, we talk a lot about going to a Power 5 conference. Well, Power 5 conferences don't have our facilities. If we want to be a player, then we have to step up to the plate and put our coaches and our student athletes, especially the student athletes, in the best position to be competitive. And what our school is doing now is what schools have done in the past for a long time.
Kelvin, to the general public, the profile of college basketball is going to be elevated here in Houston this year, the Final Four coming to town. How do you take advantage of that and use that as a positive for your program?
Well, I don't know that we do or even think about it. I think for us, we're in the process of building our program. We live in an unbelievable city, and I was with the Rockets for 3 years, and this opportunity came up. One of the deciding factors for me was the city of Houston. This is a great place, great people, not just the diversity, but the ambition here. I really enjoy living here because there's something that can challenge you every day. That's why I love coaching here at this university. This is a challenge. What our administrators and President Couture has done, whether it's for Tom Herman, Todd Whitting, and on down the line with all the coaches, is we have a chance to go be on a level playing field now. Think about what we've been competing against. Like people always ask me, why can't we keep these really good players from the city of Houston here? We never gave them a reason to stay. Kids compare. That's what they do. They compare. They look at what you have, then they look what everybody else has, then they make their decision. And what we've done is made it easy for them to leave the city. Now what we're going to do is make it easy for them to stay.
Got time for one more if anybody's got it.
Preview on tomorrow's game.
Oh, we got a game, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Just our second game. One of the things you realize in college athletics, especially this time of year, teams that have junior and senior dominated teams, they upset a lot of teams regardless of their conference. This conference that Florida A&M comes from, Alabama State won at Virginia Tech. Southern, I'm not talking about Southern California, I'm talking about Southern out of Baton Rouge, beat Mississippi State at Mississippi State. Alabama A&M, who did they play? But they just beat an SEC team. So, these teams win. It's Arkansas Pine Bluff played Oklahoma State to the buzzer the other night. So for us, it's our second game. But we also realize as we're developing our identity and establishing our rotation and getting our kids comfortable in this system, that these teams we're playing, people say, well, you're playing a team that you should beat. Probably so. But we're also playing a team that can beat us.
Kelvin, your reaction to what happened with Kevin going with the Rockets?
I just think it's unfortunate, but also Kevin and I spoke yesterday morning. You also understand that it's part of the landscape of coaching, especially in the NBA. I think one of the best coaches in the NBA, while I enjoyed coaching against his teams and competing against them, was Tom Thibodeau with the Chicago Bulls. Man, that guy's, I think, a great coach. He got fired. Every coach that's coaching an NBA team right now, more than likely, will be fired at some point in their careers. That's just the NBA. I still think the Rockets have a good team, and maybe another voice will help them. But I also know that Dwight Howard and James Harden, Pat Beverly, Terrence Jones, Demo, the guys that were their core that was there while I was there, I know those guys have a lot of pride, and I know they love Kevin. I'm sure they feel bad because some of them will feel like I was part of the reason why Kevin may have gotten let go, but that also is going to help the next guy. It wouldn't be surprising to me that they win 15 out of the next 20 because they're good enough.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay,